just had some life setbacks this week that just prevented me from being able to actually commit to doing it. So anyway,
get stalked by someone else.
No stalkers, but honestly, I don't care what it is. I don't care how, whatever it is going on with me or really anybody else. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it.
Complaints about
yeah. I don't want to hear any bad stories. I don't want to hear any sad times, even if they're mine. I don't even like to speak them out loud. Just like living this severed reality. I like that. I love the idea of that.
You just gotta keep living, man. LIVIN.
Do you wish you could be like the cast members on Severance, where they just put a thing in your brain and you don't remember shit?
That would be cool, but honestly, I've kind of figured out how to do that myself.
Yeah, you take a chopstick, put a fish hook on the end, and stuff it up your nose really far.
Yeah, that works.
And then just like kind of circle it around a few times.
It's weird. It's weird, you guys. Though, when I watch that show and how they change in the elevator, I do the exact same thing. I'm not even kidding you.
Well, what did you say? You said
I can pull into that parking lot and I just go dead.
Before I mentioned the show, you said something like, I want to have severed. I wish I remembered. I guess we could always rewind it.
Just like living this, severed reality. I like that. Yeah. I love the idea. I'm severed, Tim.
Yes.
So it's all fragmented, but I highly recommend that show. It reminds me of, you guys remember that Galifianakis movie, Visioneers?
Yeah.
Such a weird, but Visioneers was definitely, I think, more satirical. This is darker and more sinister. And
so this is on Apple. What is it called? Is it Apple TV or Apple Plus? I don't know.
Yeah,
same
Apple
difference.
TV.
It stars Adam Scott, Britt Lower, whatever. Patricia Arquette, who's great. She's a great actress.
She looks good. She looks good. She looks like she's really got herself back on track since Dannemora.
Well, I think she went for that look, I guess. Christopher Walken, John Turturro, Trammell Tillman, and it's a good cast so far. I mean, it's a good show so far. We watched the first 2 episodes. I like it. But it is weird. I don't know what's going on. And I like a mystery like that. I also like that you can't binge it. Mm-hmm. I mean, you have to wait and you have to, I don't know, see what happens and let it unfold. Let that just progress. In the age of binging, you don't get to do that anymore.
Reacher was the last show that they put out all at once.
Really? So they're not doing that anymore with other shows?
Yeah. I guess Space Force all came out. Netflix still drops everything all at once.
Reacher was a great show, I thought.
Yeah.
I liked all the ass.
Like Marvelous Mrs. Maisel started back, and you can only watch 2 episodes of that. And this Raised by Wolves.
Raised by Wolves.
Watch one at a time.
You guys aren't watching that, are you?
I am.
Yeah, I am.
Steph,
I haven't. Nah, it's just like this. I'm just pausing on this dystopian for a minute. I'll get back to it.
Okay.
But
mother.
I think you know what it is. It's like every time she says campion, and the way she walks around, like like one of those poor people that suffer from apartheid. They got the belly sticking out. It's like they're skinny, but they got the belly sticking out. Can't handle it.
You don't like the look of the distended future?
No, I do not care for it.
To a snake. Leave her alone.
I mean, I was.
She's walking funny. There was like a 40-foot snake that came out of there.
That was a big baby. It was a big baby snake that came out of there. But
the big baby snake that come out there, but what that boss you going to care about that big old baby snake come out that vagina, that big old robot vagina.
Can you say campion?
Campion, get out there, boy. You help your mother give birth to the snake from a robot vagina. Robotic vagina. I just want to say that. Oh, there. Come on, suck them over there. Yeah, I have to follow. I have to watch recaps to know what's going on. So,
yeah, I still don't know who the Saul guy is.
Saul Rosenberg.
Yeah, I know. Who's playing Saul on the show? They never show.
If it was Saul Rosenberg, though, how great would that be?
The snake bit me, and then it hit me in the shoe, and
I lost my glasses.
Glasses. My head was bashed. Would you take the picture of me? The nude picture, please. Hello?
So, what is it with this Campion kid?
He's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. He's always groveling on his knees, whatever and whatnot. See, I lose it. I can only do the quotes from the show or the quotes from the calls.
I'll tell you what, though, Danny Cooksey looks totally different this season.
Yeah,
They softened her up quite a bit.
yeah, less Cooksey or less Danny, more Cooksey.
Yeah.
But what are you watching?
What you watching here?
What are you watching?
Okay, so what are we watching?
What are we watching?
What are you watching?
So I haven't really been watching an awful lot. I mean, the stuff that I like, I'm watching. I mean, there's stuff that I like, but I'm not caught up with. Primarily just getting into these newer shows. It's like I get into something and then something new comes along. I was able to finish Peacemaker. I thought that had a cool ending.
Yeah, we found out what you had in common with.
Don't tell me the end. Don't tell me the end, because I did get back into it. Now we're back into it.
What you
again.
had in common with Aquaman and Troy McClure.
Yeah, that's true. I like that.
And Kanye.
Yeah.
Now let's see. Something about fish sticks.
Kanye, that's right.
Yeah.
I like fish sticks. Fish sticks.
Yes.
That whole feud with him and Skeet Davidson, as he calls him.
Skeet Date, what a great name.
That's what Kanye calls him in his Instagram posts. Skeet Davidson.
Do you think that's all contrived?
Kanye was offering Michael Che 2 times his SNL salary to quit SNL.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Che wrote back. He's like, I need at least 4 times my salary and some Yee sneakers.
Right? The Yeezy sneakers alone.
Yeah.
That's a few grand.
That's funny. I'm not really paying attention to that. I know that Kanye's being nutty, but maybe he's got a point.
So ha, all you haters, ha!
I don't think he does.
I know he doesn't. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I don't know if you get divorced if you're allowed to say who your wife sleeps with, your ex-wife.
No, but she left him.
Especially if she's doing it to piss you off.
Right. But I think maybe that Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian is fake or just media, is a creation to generate buzz. No, I mean, how do you go from, let's just say the wayfish young lady that he was dating to, the old lady? Because she's old. She's older than he is.
He dated Kate Beckinsale like 2 chicks ago.
They're famous. He doesn't care.
Okay.
Yeah. He dates old. He dates
her
old
sister's
ones.
not doing much better.
Who's your sister dating?
The drummer Blink 182.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, now she's all like LA tatted out, and it's ridiculous. I mean, she just, it's like change your personality like a set of clothes depending on who you're dating.
Yeah, that's too bad. That's too bad. But
then you get the youngest one who's with Travis Scott.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that whole debacle.
He's probably the most decent one out of all those guys, no?
He's probably not going to have anything left once he gets the crap suit out of him for that concert and all the people dying.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. That's pretty terrible.
Oh, yeah.
What's the one common thread between all these assholes?
Kardashian.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, they totally wreck you, turn you into things you're not. I mean, I've always been a woman, but they turned me into a jerk. I'm rewatching that South Park where PC Principal comes to town and Caitlyn Jenner's a part of it. Like, get in the car. Or Mr. Garrison keeps insulting Caitlyn Jenner and she goes, you're an asshole.
And the way she always sticks her tongue out.
Yeah, let's go, and runs people over. Yeah, South Park's been good this season so far. The last episode was pretty cool. The shitty food.
Oh, I didn't even realize there was a new season out.
Yeah.
I saw a movie. I watched the last movie.
Oh, God, what did I want to talk about? We talked about a lot of stuff. See, guys,
I sent you that thing with that GenX thing I sent you.
Yeah, did you guys read that article? There's an article in the New York Post.
Yep.
GenX is running the world. Who would have thought that would be the case? But maybe it's true. Maybe we are running the world and we're just letting the millennials take care of all the politics and crap. Yeah, fucking noise from your shitty website. Yeah, we're just gonna run commercials. Yeah, Papa Bats, fuck you, eat my dick. So basically, this article that I'm gonna try to open again, and hopefully it won't make any noise. Talking about GenX. Yeah, video pops up. I'm going to pause it right now. There we go. This article is come on, you cocksucker. Fuck you. I don't want your shit. Well,
You're gonna listen to it.
Fuck your article.
Might as well face it. You're addicted to love.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna. I don't care about it anymore.
Well, it's over.
Open the goddamn
ruined.
fucking article. What?
It's ruined. I said it's ruined. It doesn't matter anymore. It's ruined.
Let's see, I'm gonna try.
Basically, it's the article saying that the Super Bowl halftime show was for us.
It was, and the millennials out there are all claiming, "Yeah, this is for us." Bitch, you were 10 when that album came out.
Yeah.
Right.
We were in our early 20s. We were listening to grunge. We were listening to whatever was on the radio, and we were listening to Dr. Dre. And why were we listening to that music? Because it was underground. It was cool. It really had a rock and roll attitude, which a lot of grunge didn't. I mean, aside from a couple bands, it was mostly just "I'm so OP." But yeah, that was a GenX inspired, and it was totally for GenX. That whole Super Bowl halftime show, except for maybe who was it? Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, he was the only one who was a millennial. Everybody else was like our age.
Right.
So he was just the token. Tolkien
is his
name. The Tolkien millennial, yeah.
J.R.R. Tolkien.
Yeah, that's right.
Who died?
Who died?
Who died?
What's wrong? Who died?
What happened? Who died?
Speaking of Gen X, one of the Gen X lead singers died. The Screaming Trees lead singer. Do you remember Screaming Trees?
Yeah. One of the best shows I ever saw in my life.
Where'd you see them?
I think it was the Bowery Ballroom in New York when I worked at HBO.
Oh, that's cool. Who were they with?
It was Dinosaur Jr., Screaming Trees, and My Bloody Valentine.
Damn, that's a hell of a
Nice.
show.
Mm-hmm.
February 29th, 1992.
Very cool. Very cool.
There's some pavement in there, and that's like everything.
And pavement. Do you know how much they're charging? Well, it's first of all, they're doing 2 nights in Atlanta. Both are sold out, and the tickets on the aftermarket, which are also they're sold by the same people that sell tickets, are over $200 to see fucking pavement. Yeah, I'm not paying that kind of money. Even tickets going on sale for shows this summer are way too expensive. I'm done.
Are they gonna pay? Don't they have to pay for all the extra vax checking and whatnot?
I don't think so. I don't think that's the case. I think it's because they've had almost 2 years without touring, so they got to recoup their losses, and people are dying to go to these shows. I do want to go see this summer. The Black Crowes doing "Shake Your Moneymaker."
Can't your Driving and Crying buddy get you into that?
I could ask. I'm sure.
Yeah, they're opening.
They're opening. But anyway, rest in peace to Mark Lanegan, who was also in Queens of the Stone Age, who I've seen. I saw them. See, who did I see Screaming Trees with? I used a fake ID, and it was this guy who was in the military. Let me use his ID, but he had no picture on it, and it said I was 30-something years old, and but there's no picture on it. I was able to get in this bar and see Screaming Trees. It was a small bar, I think live. Yeah, it was Screaming Trees and live, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, live. Well, they will be raped. Hey.
Live was one of the best shows live.
Yeah, they were awesome.
That I saw, yeah.
That guy's got a lot of energy. He's got a lot of really good energy.
Jeff and I
some of those bands you wouldn't even realize it, but yeah, I mean, like I saw the Gin Blossoms, and they really fucked it up.
Really good live.
They're really good.
I'm not going to see them with Bare Naked Ladies at Chastain Park though.
Why not?
Because I'm boycotting Bare Naked Ladies still.
Why?
Because they've screwed around with my money.
What do you mean with your money? Tell me.
This was back when the pandemic first started, and they canceled the show, and they wouldn't give everybody their money back.
How could they do that? Did they offer you?
They ended up doing it, but it took like two weeks beyond after they canceled it.
Oh, well, you got your money back, right?
Yeah, eventually, but I'm still mad.
You just don't like them because Steven's not in the band anymore.
Yeah, well, that's part of it. I need a good jumping off point.
Yeah.
That Queens of the Stone Age show, if I recall, and maybe I'm wrong about this, I think this was like you were dating some chick. This was before Caitlyn. You didn't even know who the fuck they were. I was a huge Queen of the Stone Age fan, and then you told me that you were going to see them with this chick, and you were like, "Who the fuck are they? I don't even know." and I was like, you piece of shit. I would love to go see them. And you saw them at like a good venue too, I feel like.
I saw Queens of the Stone Age at the Tabernacle in 2004 or 2005.
No.
Yes.
Wasn't it past that?
No, I saw them there. Yeah, that's where I saw them. Yes, I saw them at the Tabernacle years and years and years ago. It was around the same time I saw Willie Nelson there. It was like in the same month.
I feel like we are on a porch rocking in chairs right now.
Mm-hmm.
And just fucking misremembering shit. Like,
I remember shit now. Are you thinking it might be them crooked vultures that I'm talking about?
Maybe that's what it is. I think that's what it is.
And I don't
know them crooked vultures. That was out in 2011.
Yeah, I don't remember going on a date with anybody to go see.
Swore. Maybe it was a different band. I don't know. It was maybe that's what it was.
Bon Jovi.
It was a different band that it was a band I liked. It was a band you didn't know anything about nor cared about, but you were just going because this chick had tickets and you were going. It was a good venue.
Chick.
Yeah.
I was just like, that's such crap. You don't even know who they are.
The shows that I've gone to with Caitlin that she's picked out, I've liked those bands. Like Spoon was really good.
No, it wasn't Caitlin. This was like ages ago.
Yeah.
Pre-Caitlin. It's like 10 years ago.
Okay, 10 years ago.
So I'm saying this is two old people on a fucking front porch right now trying to remember some shit. Just forget it.
Oh, that goddamn man. I don't remember.
Her name was Bruce back then.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's right. We went and saw Stone Temple Pilots. God, I really don't remember because I don't remember going to concerts. If I really don't. So I feel
I'll just see
kind of stupid about that. If you know what I'm saying? Because I don't remember.
You need to lay off them Delta 8 gummies.
I don't eat Delta 8 gummies because I don't like fake weed.
What's wrong with fake weed?
Well, it's chemically made, is it not?
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's Delta 8. It's just one of the cannabinoids in weed.
Oh, so why are they banning it then?
They're not. Just Gwinnett County is being douches about it.
They are. And then I found out, though, because I went to a different, that day I texted you guys and was like, I can't find my shit. And I went to another place and I was able to get it.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's kind of like a store by store. Are you scared? They're coming for your ass, blah, 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 blah. But I will say that the place that I bought them before was $25 cheaper than this place.
Damn.
But they're pretty good. I would say they're as potent or more potent for sure.
As potent?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on them right now.
Sweet. Why you don't remember the band?
Do you eat a whole one?
I don't even think it happened. I think this is one of my Severance moments, Tim. I was starting to think.
Yes. Severed existence.
Somebody else put this in my head. I don't know.
So anybody watch the USFL draft yesterday?
No.
Did you know that the USFL did their draft yesterday?
No. I mean, I saw some tweets about it, but I didn't care.
I'll do you one better. Tell me what the USFL is.
United States Football League. It was
Okay.
A football league that was an alternative to the NFL back in the 80s. And it ran, I think, until like 89 or whatever. I don't know, maybe 87. And the only reason it's noted to me is that first of all, the games, I believe, were on Saturdays. And Donald Trump owned a team, the New Jersey Generals. And a lot of NFL players went there before they became stars in the NFL. Herschel Walker, I believe, went there first. Did he not? I think he went. Yeah, because that's why he's friends with Trump. He was drafted by
my uncle was going to go to a USFL team.
Play or to coach?
To play when he got cut by the Cardinals.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but then a doctor told him he should stop playing football altogether if he wanted to walk ever again.
What was his name?
Joe Adams.
Joe Adams. I know. Yeah, I do. I met him time. Yeah, he's your mom's brother, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't know they almost got. Maybe I did. You probably told me. Jim Kelly started in the USFL, or he would have had bigger numbers in the NFL. And then, really, most noted though for us is that that show that was on HBO, First and 10, that comedy with like lots of in it, and Delta Burke.
Yeah.
And OJ Simpson was the star of that show. You remember he was on that show? And
yeah.
Let's see, Christopher Maloney when he had hair. and he didn't show his cock all the time like he did now. But yeah, it was a pretty funny show, and it was one of those early 80s, mid 80s HBO sitcoms that were really funny and also showed nudity. Like what was that one with Brian Ben?
Dream On.
Dream On, with Michael McKean and Denny Dillon, who was on the SNL season with Gilbert Gottfried, with the Gene season. And then they had Not Necessarily the News, which was a very funny show at the time. And you guys remember that? Did you have HBO back then?
Yeah, I watched it.
That's where Conan got started.
Not Necessarily the News?
Yep. He was a writer on Not Necessarily the News. That was his first job.
God,
out of Harvard.
Yeah, he must have been young as shit writing for that show.
Yeah. What was Unnecessary Roughness? Was that a movie? Was that a show?
Both.
Was it both?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that on?
I thought it was on HBO or Cinemax, one of the two.
But yeah, that was a movie also.
Okay.
Wow. 1991.
Yeah, it was similar to the Delta Burke one.
Yeah, that's right. It had Scott Bakula, Sinbad, Jason Bateman, Kathy Ireland. Oh my God. So the USFL is coming back. I'll probably watch some of that though. That'll be the game start in April. Why not? I mean, it's football.
I thought Trump was I thought he was behind the XFL.
Yeah, didn't Hulk Hogan teach us this lesson that this isn't going to work?
Well, it might work. The NFL is one of the backers of the XFL, which starts in the fall or maybe next year with The Rock. It's a satellite. They have a partnership with him. USFL, I don't know who's running it, but the games are going to be on a couple different networks.
Has the XFL, has it been going this whole time?
No, the XFL started up again and then went away to retool, and now it's coming back when The Rock is running it.
He hate me.
Hate me. I remember that. What was it? What was his real name?
I don't know. I just remember he hate me.
He hate me, yo. He hate me. Rod Smart.
Okay, yeah. Now I remember him.
He made it into the NFL. So did Tommy Maddox. Played for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Tommy Maddox. He made it over there. He started out there in the XFL. XFL had had a lot of marketing behind it when it first started. And I remember doing a promotion for 96 Rock where we sent a whole bunch of listeners on a bus to Birmingham to see that team play. We had all the merch and the balls and the jerseys and stuff. And I think everybody just got really shit-faced and didn't care about the game.
Was Yucko on the bus with them?
No, that probably would have made it fun.
Like the Birmingham
Thunderbolts. That's what they were called. And that was in 2000. Damn.
That doesn't even roll off the tongue.
None of the names do with the new teams. Football, they don't have fun names anymore. Like what, the Cleveland Guardians, that's the name of the baseball team that was once the Cleveland Indians. And then the Washington Redskins are now called what? The Washington
Commanders and Chiefs.
Yeah, Commanders. They're stupid. They're stupid names. They don't mean, oh, he's a commander. What do you command? You a butt commander. That's what you are.
The Commanders. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No. It's just dumb. That doesn't mean, at least in Cleveland, what do they have? Statues that they call the Guardians, and they overlook some bridge.
I mean, a Guardian, that's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. The Commanders, that's really...
That makes me think of Cobra.
What? I mean, why didn't they kind of put it to the public? Why couldn't we have had... It's the national...
They would have been the Washington McHitler faces.
Bodie McHitler face. Yeah. Still the best one, Bodie McBoatface.
What would you have called them?
I would have made it the Washington. We can't use capitals because it's already used, right?
Yeah.
I would have called them the Washington Senators or something like that.
Senators is the obvious choice. Where did they get damn commanders? That's so stupid. Why didn't they just call them the presidents?
Yeah, exactly.
The Washington presidents.
The Washington Lincolns. Washington Bidens. Anything would have been better than the Commanders.
I think if they, you know how they always say draining the swamp, they could have called them the Washington Swamp Rats.
Right.
There you go.
I think that'd be a tough name.
My neighbor.
Just picture the rats on the jersey.
My neighbor is half swamp rat, and they have a mighty tradition that cannot be mocked. And so I would not like you to make fun of swamp rats. droids because they have a very long tradition of being important in our society, just like Native Americans. But we don't say that anymore. What do we say now? We say First Nations.
Sand people.
No, that's like Star Wars, okay? And like if Tatooine had a football team and they called them the Tusken Raiders, they would be in a lot of trouble. Let me tell you why, because the Tusken people suffered when the comet hit the planet or whatever, and it made it like 2 suns or whatever, and it dried it out, right? And they had water. Now they don't have water. They have berries with water in them. And when you go to Tatooine and you drink one of the water berries, you are appropriating their culture, okay? So I just want you to know that. I just want you to think about that. Because Tatooine has, look, the Jawas are also, you know, they were fish, okay? And then the water dried away and they grew arms, which are flippers, but you can't see, okay? And that's why they drive those big things and they have to pick up robots and they eat them.
Okay, that's enough of this wokey culture.
That's why, it's enough. Does it bother you to hear the truth about what happened to the Tusken Raider people? That what do they have to rate? They're only called, they were originally, you know, the Tuskens, and then they come out and they're like all the, like, you know, like the Empire people or the Republic people. I mean, it was before the Empire. Like the Republic people, what do? They come out there and they colonize Tatooine and they bring all their stuff with them, like, and then the guy,
all their land.
They took all the sand, and then even then they started bringing like walrus people there and those guys and the hammerhead people. What are they doing there? It's like not cool. I don't like it. And then the elephant guy. Well, the whole spaceship filled with elephants who play keyboards. They landed on Tatooine and they were killed. All of them but one. And that guy, they gave him
the whole ship of elephants playing keyboards.
Well, yeah, Max Rebo's an elephant, I believe, or whatever. But he is the last one, and they don't even pay him. He has to work at all these bars.
He's elephant adjacent.
Yeah, I don't think he's an elephant. But and then
there's nobody playing clarinet. It's just all piano. It's just all it's all keyboard.
Oh, those hammerhead guys, they play clarinet out of the sides of their mouth.
Yeah,
they do. That's pretty neat, But still, and then okay, so like the only other people on Tatooine besides the ones like the Tusken people are the people with the thing in the back of their head, the tentacle or whatever. I don't know what they're called. I don't really know what they're called. And
Twi'leks.
Is that what they called?
The tailhead people.
It's not the preferred nomenclature.
Oh, dude, you can't say that.
Sorry.
Tailhead. Apologize, man. We're gonna get canceled.
I can't believe it's the T word. The T word in this day and age.
Yeah, I don't believe that you did that, Jeff. It's not cool, and I think you should apologize to Jabba the Hutt's, main man or whatever. He's dead, so you don't have to.
Was Jabba a T word?
Jabba was a Hutt, and he's a slug. They're not from Tatooine either, but they help the people when they're there. And it's true. So we've learned today that Jawas eat robots. Or droids, whatever. And then it's really important that we not appropriate the culture of the Tuskens. I know that Boba Fett did, and that's okay because they saved him and he learned how to adapt to the planet. But other than that,
you're allowed to be racist against droids, though.
Stop exploiting droids!
What was that about?
Well, they're not a race, are they? They're just like, the thing that I have a problem with droids is, well, again, they're droids, but they're sentient beings, and they're just like bossed around. And if they don't do what they're told, they get deactivated or shut down, or they put a restraining bolt on them. Could you imagine if you had a restraining bolt on you? You wouldn't like it very much, would you? Try to be R2D2.
Tell me this: like, when did you learn all of these things were offensive? Like, how did you learn that?
School.
The school taught you that.
Yeah.
You should be
They're teaching critical droid theory in your school.
Critical droid theory. Yes, exactly. They were teaching how, I need to learn that droids were exploited for years and years and years. And that, Jeff, you really hit the nail on the head. We learned it on Alderaan, and then they blew it up. And that's not fair because Alderaan was a nice planet. And Jimmy Smits was killed. And he didn't do anything. Jimmy Smits was a nice guy. And he was totally killed by the Empire. I'm sorry. Jimmy Smith. I should have said it right. Critical droid theory. That's awesome, dude. I really appreciate you. Kudos to you. Thank you. And that's all I'm going to say about it. But just there's plenty of things to not do in the Star Wars universe that we could address. And there's things to do, but one of them is to not. First of all, don't misgender the droids because they don't have genders. They're they're I don't want to say. Anyway, I'm done. Thanks.
We don't serve their kind here.
That's another thing. What if a droid wanted to take a bath in oil? They have to go to a house with a bunch of farmers, moisture farmers. That's not cool. I think every bar or cantina in
moisture farmers.
Isn't that what they were? Isn't that what Luke's?
How do you farm moist?
Those moisture farmers were on Tusken land.
Well, I know that was probably too, but they do share now. They after post Empire, they share in the New Republic. They share their water with the Tuskens, and that's that.
The office space guy's controlling all the water. Milton.
I know.
I'm gonna take all the water. I'm gonna burn down the planet.
I was told I could ride my speed racer to work. I could leave early and go to the pod races, but I'm gonna blow up the Death Star. Love that. We got to call the show Critical Droid Theory.
Yeah. That's a great name for a band.
Critical Droid. Yeah, it is. I want to try to open this. This GenX is running the world article.
I want to rock out some more. Do it.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah. Lights are on, but you're not
your testicles. I closed the fucking thing. Why is it doing this?
Because you're addicted to love, Tim.
GenX is running the world and nobody even realized it. Here, try this. On Tom, 2022. Feed your soul in Louisiana.
What's over there?
Fuck yourself. We'll share it. New York Post from the 19th. GenX is running the world and nobody even realized it. And you know what? He's right, because we're in all the positions of power. I mean, we have a GenX president. Oh, no, we don't. We do have a GenX vice president. She is a GenX person. The vice president is. So she gets a point for that.
She's still there? I haven't seen her.
She's in Germany.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Because what we're doing in Ukraine, is important to talk about. Okay. So if we're going to do what we do every day, then that day is now. Okay. Yeah, she's over in Germany. And so she is Gen X. I got to give her that. So if something happens with Joe Biden and she becomes president, she will be the first and probably the only Gen X president, because I'm sure some boomer is in a back to tank right now. I'm going to live forever.
You may fire when ready.
You may fire when ready.
Fire when ready.
Million miles away from Gen X anything, but do you guys watch Euphoria? It's very much a Z show.
Jeff loves it.
I love this show. It's so freaking, oh man.
I don't know how the high school play has a bigger budget than a freaking Marvel movie.
Tell me about this show. Tell me about this show. Why should I watch it?
Sydney Sweeney.
I know why Jeff watches.
Two big reasons: Sydney and Sweeney.
Okay.
She's got a sweet rack, Jeff, but that's not why you watch the show. The show is it's a very well written show, and it's about Sam Levinson, who is the director Barry Levinson. It's his son, and he had a horrible drug problem all through his teenage years. It was he went pretty low. Okay. So this is his story basically. But he's using Zendaya as him.
Oh.
So she is man, is she good. She's so freaking good.
She is a good actress.
This season especially, Jeff, wouldn't you say, when she lost it on that one?
When they the 2 weeks before, they were saying Euphoria glamorizes drug culture, and then she had the worst fucking run of 2 episodes where she's trying to get drugs, and
it was intense. That one episode, you're
steal from people and shit, and it's this
running from place to place
glamorous at all. Yeah, and she was hurt, and she fucking running from the cops.
But it's very dark, and it's so far away from what high school was for me. I mean, our high school existence was nothing like this, not even close. From what I understand from my friends' kids who are kind of that age or whatever, it's kind of accurate, which is really scary.
There's a bunch of TikToks where people show up in just like regular clothes, and then it goes, when you forgot you go to Euphoria High School, and then they like do a quick transition, and then they're in like the skimpiest outfit you've ever seen.
So it's a good show. Justin, do you watch it?
I've heard everybody tell me that it's a good show, but I haven't sit down and watched it. The fact that they use a lot, one thing I did hear is that they use a lot of GenX, like for background music and score.
Yeah, the music is definitely GenX.
Yeah, I mean, as far back as like they said, the last episode, the credit music was the score for Cannibal Holocaust.
Yeah,
which is like so freaking obscure. I mean, to use, it's nuts.
Isn't that a movie?
Yeah, it was a movie from the late 70s. Yeah,
it was.
They use they use 70s yacht rock too.
Yeah,
damn. Now I know who Sydney Sweeney is. She was in White Lotus.
White Lotus, yeah. She's I love that show. I was just wondering if you'd watched it.
Why don't you give it a shot?
Very good.
Me and this, I've got a friend at work. She watches it, so every week she's always like, and I'm like, oh my god. There's a kid on the show, and me and this girl, we were talking about it on Euphoria. That it's he's like a hot kid.
Oh, Ashtray.
Yes,
that's his name is Ashtray.
Yeah.
Why?
He's
because he's when he was a baby, like a drug dealer adopted him. He was eating cigarette butts out of an ashtray, and that's how he got his name.
Oh man,
he's had a tough life, but we were just laughing about how like you don't want to feel like a pedophile. You know what?
Are you a pedophile?
And a pervert? Pedophile?
Hey Dad, what's a pedophile?
Well, Kevin, when a man and a boy love each other very much.
But like it's a hot kid, and I'm like, maybe he's got a kidney disorder. That would be good, and we wouldn't feel bad about this.
How old is he?
I don't know. I don't want to look. I don't want to know.
Math,
I don't want to know.
Jeff, do podcast math.
He's 18 years old.
There you go.
Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Oh, Lord.
Euphoria is really good, though. It's very well acted. You see why the people are winning Emmys left and right. Really well written.
What's the deal with Agenda 81? What is that show called again?
Archive 81. Dustin watched all of it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's good.
Are they ghosts? What's going on? Spoiler alert, but tell me, are they ghosts?
It's very similar to like a Dark Tower, kind of going back from other levels of the tower back and forth.
Oh, all right. Maybe that'll finish it.
And that really kicks in, later in the series. But
it is a slow build, isn't it?
It's a very slow build, but once it goes past the tipping point, it just it snowballs, and then it has a kind of whacked out ending that's kind of fitting for the type of show that it is. But it reminded me of one of those like dark Tales from the Dark Side episodes that kind of just throw in a weird ending just for the hell of it.
Okay.
But it kind of fits. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. I thought it was original, at least for what's been coming out lately.
Steph, you said the show drove you crazy or something, didn't it?
It's just that guy.
Which guy?
The main guy?
The lead guy. Yeah, the main guy.
Oh, why? Tell me.
I don't know. I just don't buy him in that role. He just doesn't seem... It doesn't seem like he... I feel like he doesn't believe it.
Yeah. Well, and
that's how I feel.
Yeah, he doesn't. Well, that's kind of it's kind of, I'd say part of the character is that he can't believe what he's seeing to the point that you can't believe that he's in the show or in the character.
Oh, okay. Well, then that makes more sense because that's exactly how I kind of felt like.
Because he's really good at controlling every really watching what he says and how he acts, and he's so constant because he knows the guy's constantly watching him, so he's constantly acting like somebody's watching him, and it makes it seem like he's not a very good actor, but really he's just trying to be neutral as hell, just not show any expression or let the guy know that he knows that he knows that he knows that he knows.
Wow. All right, well, maybe I'll finish watching it then. I guess before we have a couple things that we always do at the end of the show. We got views or snooze, but before we get to that, One of our previous guests passed away yesterday, but more so, he was a comedian and a magician who was extremely talented and funny. Jeff and I saw him a number of times. I always went with Jeff to see him at the Punchline. Jeff, why don't you take it?
Yeah, Amazing Johnathan finally passed away. He was given a year to live like 7 years ago because of his heart condition, but he managed to live another 7 years and had two documentaries made about him.
Right.
That was why he was on the show. We talked to him about the Steve Byrne documentary, and then there was another documentary that's on Hulu that was basically about him and his mentorship of that kid from Australia.
Yeah, you can go back to season 4, episode 25. It's Steve Byrne and the Amazing Johnathan plus radio calls. We're going to post that again, aren't we, Dustin? Isn't that what we said we were going to do? I forget because I'm a little sleepy. That was also a week before we interviewed Jerry Jewell. You guys remember that from Deadwood, and of course the Facts of Life. But yeah, we were lucky to speak with him back in 2019, and also with Steve Byrne, who was a good guest, and he's coming to town. Might as well throw that up. If you're a fan of Steve Byrne, he'll be appearing at the Punchline in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we're going to try and go to a show if radios want to come out with us. I guess we'll let you know what show we're going to.
So rest in peace, man. He was so much fun to see live. Did you guys ever see him, or do you know who he is?
Oh yeah. I never saw him live, but loved all of
him on Letterman all the time.
And he had Comedy Central specials. He had like 2 or 3 of those that were really good. Always loved how far he would push everything just to the extreme.
Yeah.
And that was great. Like I think somebody posted the clip today where he does pulls out the pigeon, makes the pigeon appear, and then he completely smashes it in his hands, throws it against the wall.
Did he do the "did you blow bubbles" joke?
Yeah. Did you used to blow bubbles when you were a kid, Dustin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's back in town. He wants your new number.
Coming up next week on Radio Labyrinth Presents, which will come out on Wednesday, we will be speaking with Josh Joplin and Jeff Malconen, who's been on the show a couple times. He is a very, very talented performer, and they're getting back together. Jeff, what is the Josh Joplin group?
They were a band from like the late 90s, early to mid 2000s. They had that song Camera One that was on a bunch of stuff.
Got a lot of alternative radio airplay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they were regular rotation on 99X and when it was on, and yeah, they were huge. I mean, when I was out playing at the same time, they were everywhere. They were kind of one of those staple groups in Atlanta that everybody kind of looked up to because they made it. And Collective Soul.
They should have been much bigger than they were too, because they were fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen the Josh Joplin group in concert, but I've seen Josh Joplin.
Josh Joplin by himself, yeah.
Yeah. Those are always shows. And it starts like this.
Yeah.
So we'll be speaking to them. And I don't know if I'm going to post it here or if I'm going to post it on WSP's website, but I'm going to be interviewing Scott Shannon, who is a legendary disc jockey from New York City. There's a documentary out about his radio station Z100. And if you don't even know who he is, you've heard his voice on a commercial here or there. He was a very influential morning show host out of New York City. He also worked for record companies. If you listen to Sean Hannity, he's the voice of the Sean Hannity show. I don't get politics involved. It's a job. And anyway, I want to watch that. Do you guys remember Todd Pettingill from the WWF days? The guy.
Yeah.
Todd Pettingill would always do the intros and outros on Saturdays, especially. He was on the radio with him too, I believe, at WPLJ. So I don't know where I'm going to post that, but I look forward to it because he's one of those radio icons, and I can't wait to do it.
And you went on that YouTube show.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, and I blew smoke up Dustin's ass, not knowing he'd ever see it. He texted me and said he liked it. You can find it on my Facebook page. It's Squatch Talk, and it was a lot of fun. I had a good time talking with the host, and like I said, you can find it. Maybe Dustin will put a link up here, and it's on YouTube. But go ahead and click that link. It was a fun interview, and I'm going to be back on again on March 6th.
How much Squatch Talk was there?
Nah, none.
What?
No, the guy was a old regular guy's fan, and
he's not a squatcher.
Well, he is. I believe he's into that whole genre. I'll go back and listen some other time.
Tell him about the time we had James Bobo Fay on.
Well, I
Bigfoot.
I didn't. Okay. Don't bully me, Steph. Steph.
Yeah.
Help.
What's happening?
Bullying me.
Jeff, back off.
I'm sorry.
You know, if you were in the same room and he knew there was a threat of a cereal bowl coming for his head, I don't think he'd be so sassy.
That's right. Don't get lippy with me when we're playing with Star Wars figures, bitch. Pat Turner, thank you for having me on your show. And like I said, you can find the link in the show notes or probably just popped up on YouTube. So you guys just want to do views or snooze?
Views.
Or snooze.
Views or snooze. Number 1, the Steph special. Snowfall season 5.
Oh, that's big view for me. Can't wait.
Sure, yes.
Views for everybody. I just want to get one that everybody would views. That starts tonight. So if you're listening to this on Saturday, go back and watch it because it already was on.
Don't send me any cryptic texts tomorrow, Jeff.
Social
How did Fatback come back from the dead?
Yeah, they'll be at like 5 o'clock in the morning. You'll get a text.
Jeff thinks everybody's on his fucking TV timeline.
I know,
dude. We have certain nights to watch stuff. Maybe it aired Tuesday, but this is a Friday show, you know, stuff like that. But Jeff's like the very next day, goobla gobla blah blah, and you're like, okay, what does that mean? And then when you do the show, you're like, oh god damn it.
I gotta deal with
anyway.
Number 2
with your snooze with your viewsies.
Law and Order. This is the Dick Wolf flagship show. It's coming back for a new season. Only 12 years after it was canceled. After 20 seasons.
Snooze.
Sam Waterston's going to be in it.
I don't care.
You didn't like the original Law and Order?
I did, but I don't need to watch this. They'll ruin it like they ruined SVU.
Did they ruin SVU?
SVU is unwatchable now.
Really?
Absolutely. It's every episode, every week is some advocacy show, and it's just not cool. Speaking of her, though,
coming back.
But don't you agree that Law and Order is Jerry Orbach? For me,
course,
Law and Order, it ended when he died. When he wasn't on the show anymore, Law and Order didn't exist to me anymore. It was like, oh, well, that's canceled. I mean, I don't even know how many more seasons they went after him, but he made that show.
Speaking of SVU, there's a good documentary on Tubi about Jane Mansfield. It's written, it's really campy as hell, and John Waters is in it, and it's just a lot of fun. So if you're,
I finally downloaded Tubi like last night or the night before, and started watching the Freak Brothers. It's pretty good.
Isn't it funny?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. That's the only thing I've ever seen Pete Davidson in that I'm like, wow, I love him in this.
And John Goodman's doing a weird voice. Like I couldn't even tell it was him for a long time.
I had to look it up, but I didn't know it was him until I looked it up. And who does the other voice? Oh yeah, Woody Harrelson does me.
Yeah.
It's a funny show. It's funny.
All right, number 3 is probably going to be a snooze for everybody too. Better Things. This is the final season on FX. Steph, you still watch that, didn't you?
No. She lost me. She lost me last year. It just went without Louis to help her write. You can see it. That's
about the time I jumped off too. I enjoyed it when Louis was still there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she needs him.
Yeah, this is the final season though, so I don't know. Maybe he'll come back. I don't know. Is he done being canceled?
I don't know. Is he? I really don't know.
He's trying to be.
He just put out a stand-up special that's funny as shit.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I'll pay $10 for that or whatever it costs. And, he puts one out every year and he sells it directly. I'm sure he makes a good penny off of that.
Yeah, I would say so.
I mean, he did jack off in front of somebody.
Did he have to give them anything for that? Did he pay them? Did he pay him any kind of skeet reparations or anything? I don't think
there was any lawsuits.
Big fat load of cum then.
He paid him in jizz.
I watch that sketch at least twice a week from I Think You Should Leave, and it makes me laugh every single time.
Oh yeah, rest in peace to that guy too. The college president guy died.
Oh yeah, that's right. Give me that.
Oh no, did he?
Yeah.
Aw.
These fuckers ever just walk around with like big old hairy nuts.
Yeah, so Better Things is this news for me too.
Yeah.
Like it's the only show that has made me laugh, like really laugh on television for a while now is Righteous Gemstones.
That shows. I haven't watched the most recent episode, but boy, that show.
You haven't seen Macaulay Culkin? Oh man,
not yet.
Best.
There you go. He just face texted you just now. See, that's what he did to me the other day. Tell me Macaulay Culkin. I'm like, you cocksucker. What does this mean? What does this mean? Obviously, he's going to be in the show, but you don't know why.
Okay, well, I've got one for Steph.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
15.
15?
Yeah, 15. That's how old Ashtray is in real life.
15.
Pedophile.
What? No.
15 years old.
Ow. I thought you said
Steph.
I thought you said 18. I thought you guys said.
I thought that's the radio Labyrinth math. He's 18 years old.
Oh my.
Yeah, podcast math. 18.
Well, I feel like I'm not the only one in trouble here. So
you know, it's different when it's a younger man and an older woman.
I'm gonna put it on the back burner. I'm gonna just put it on the back burner.
Yeah. Start that countdown clock for 3 years. Start it now.
We'll just pretend none of this happened. I never said anything. No reason to call CPS. Don't call on me.
Jizz. Big fat load of cum then.
Get an ashtray.
Yeah, if you don't know what we're talking on Ashtray, if you don't know what we're talking about,
oh God.
If you stayed with the show, of course, Steph is doing some subtraction from her podcast math, and I'm doing a quote from I Think You Should Leave. And with that, big fat load of cum then. Remember, Critical Droid Theory never hurt anybody, and if you're upset about it and you're a parent going to schools and bitching about it at the school board meeting, I hope a Jedi cut your dick off with a lightsaber, because it's none of your business what teachers teach. And you should just stay home, because Critical Droid Theory matters.
Wait, I thought that was it. Are we done?
No, keep it canon.
Oh,
yeah, keep it canon.